Good morning, dear ladies. I am Colonel Padmanabhan. This morning, I shall be talking to you on a very important subject, that is how women can join territorial army as a commissioned officers. Hope you all have listened to my past video, that is the women empowerment in the armed forces. In that, I explained how women officers from the Indian Army got inducted right from 1888 till 2020. Now, in January 2018, Honorable Delhi High Court has given a landmark verdict, that is to enroll women officers in the territorial army as commissioned officers. This is a landmark judgment towards women empowerment. Now, after this, the first lady officer to be commissioned is Lieutenant Shilpi Gargmu. She is otherwise a chemical engineer from ONGC. Now, what is so special about territorial army? Now, firstly, till recently, in the recent past, women could join armed forces, that is Army, Navy, Air Force, as an officer from the age 19 to 25. Thereafter, if you are a doctor, engineer, or a postgraduate to get into the education department, or a law graduate, then the age is extended till 27 years. But the only condition is that you got to be unmarried. Now suppose you don't get a chance to become officers till 27 due to circumstances, and if you are so desire to join, that's the only time you join any private job or a government job, MNC, or even self-employment. That's the time you also likely to get married and to have children, become mother. So under that circumstances, if you still want to be an officer, here is a wonderful option to join territorial army up to the age of 42 years. So if you become a territorial army officer, you can continue the job which you are already interested, you are into it, and also the army job. So it is a dual job facility. Now the eligible history of territorial army. The territorial army force was formed in the year 1920 after the First World War by the British. Then the Territorial Army Act was formed in the year 1948. And the first time Territorial Army was inaugurated on the 9th of October 1949 by our first Governor General, that is Sri C. Rajagopal Achari. Now the motto of Territorial Army is vigilance and valor. Now coming to the eligibility conditions. It has got 4 eligibility conditions. Firstly, the age limit is from 18 to 42. Secondly, you got to have a degree from a recognized university. And thirdly, you should be gainfully employed. It means you can be a government job or even a manager in an MNC, or even self-employment. You may be working in a beauty parlor, but so long as you are earning per month and you give an affidavit genuinely, then it is acceptable. Then fourthly, you got to be physically and mentally healthy. Now coming to the role of territorial army, it has got 4 roles. Firstly, to relieve regular army from static duties. Like if the regular army from the cantonment or military stations, they move out forward areas because of the operational situations, then there are vital installations like the ammunition dump, the fuel and oil lubricant dump, then the engineer dump stores. These vital installations to be guarded, and this is taken over by the territorial army. Second is to assist the civil administration in the case of natural calamities. Like if you remember the Datur earthquake and the earthquakes at Uttarakashi in Uttarakhand, and also the cyclone which has hit Orissa. These are the times the territorial army, they swing into action, they help the civil administration. That's why at times territorial army is also called the citizen army. In short, in nickname, territorial army is also called terriers, T-E-R-R-I-E-R, terriers. Then the third duty is maintenance of essential service during emergency. In case of emergency, the basic requirements, amenities required for the public are like water, electricity, that's communication, the food, and the train service. These are all looked after by the territorial army people. Lastly, to join the army in case of necessity. Like in 1962, 1965, 1971, and the IPKF in Sri Lanka, the Op Rakshak in Punjab, Op Rhino and Op Bajrang in Northeast. These are the times the territorial army took active participation, and the officers, JCOs and men, they got war decorated, many of them. Now coming to the organization, now the group headquarters are located alongside all the army command headquarters like Pune, Lucknow, the Kolkata, Chandigarh, and Udhampur. Now the type of TA, territorial army, there are two types. They are the departmental and non-departmental. Departmental territorial units are like, there are 10 of them in India. One is the engineer, second is the general hospital, third is the ASA that gives the supply ration during the emergency, then is the signal that looks after the telecommunication, then the ONGC and the Indian Oil Corporation. Now coming to the non-departmental territorial army, like all infantry regiments, they are also corresponding TA battalions. In all, there are 43 territorial army TA battalions, like the Madras Regiment, there was Madras TA at Coimbatore and Kannur. Then the Maratha Light Infantry has got one at Kolhapur and one at Pune. The Gurkha regiment has got one TA battalion. Likewise, there are 43 infantry TA battalions. Now we are coming to the economic task force. There are six economic task force TA battalions. The basic aim is to restoration of degraded sites in the hilly terrains of the North India. Because of the deforestation, it is adversely affecting the the climate change. So in order to improve on that, these battalions basically comprising 8 officers, 20 JCOs and 500 troops, the ex-servicemen body, who are basically from the jurisdiction of the state. They are into it, and their basic task is to plant saplings in that degraded area in consultation with the state forest department, and also pass on information or awareness to the youth in that society. Till date, 2.5 crores of saplings in 20,000 hectare area has been planted by the Eco Task Force. There is one recently formed Gangetic Eco Task Force battalion, that is in the Prayagraj, that is erstwhile known as the Allahabad, the Triveni Sangam. Sorry, all the Hindu pilgrims, they bring the cremation urns or the funeral urns of the elders or the parents to immerse in the holy water after the puja. So the various agencies involved in this are firstly the priests, secondly the pilgrims, then the tourists, then the flower sending vendors, then the prasad sending vendors, then the hotels where they stay, then the transport agency. All these people, they are to be made aware of the importance of keeping Ganga clean. In addition, these troops, apart from giving the awareness, they also cleanse the Ganga so that the holy river is always maintained. Now coming to the once the government notification comes in local newspapers and the employment news, that is the time you should apply for the territorial army entry online only. The site is www.territorialarmy.gov.in. Now the fees is 200 rupees. Now the sequence of selection is, once you are eligible, as I told you on the 4 conditions, then you can apply on this. And once you apply online, if your application is correctly filled, then you will be called for a written test. There are 17 exam centers in 17 states, all important metros or the big cities where communication facility will be easily available. You can reach there, and it is after the exam, then you are called if you get the defined percentage in the exam. I will be talking about it later. Then you will be called for a PIB, that is Prelim Interview Board. So this is done at the respective TA group headquarters like Pune, Lucknow, Kolkata, Chandigarh and Udhampur. The TA group headquarters offices, those candidates who pass the written exam, they will be interviewed, basically see whether they are suitable for the offices, whether they are capable of being sent to the service selection board, that personality traits, their confidence, their communication skill, etc., etc. And if you are selected, then you are sent to service selection board. And if you clear the service selection board, then you undergo medical test. Then thereafter you join the commission, regiment for the commissioning. Now coming to the syllabus. Now the exam is in two parts. Part 1 is it has got reasoning ability. There will be 50 questions, each question carrying 1 mark, that is 50 marks. Then second is the elementary mathematics. It is of metric standard. It has got 50 questions, elementary maths. It has got 50 marks. Then is the GK, part 2 paper. Again, general knowledge. First 50 questions. Then is the 50 marks. Then is the English. Again, 50 questions, 50 marks. Now, in all, there are 4 papers in 2 segments. That is total 200 marks. Each paper of 50 marks, you must score 40%. That is 20 marks each. So, in all 4 papers, 20 marks each. That makes 80. But the overall, the aggregate, you should be getting 100 marks. That is 50%. If you get 50% marks, then only you will be called for the prelim interview board. Now the syllabus. Elementary maths, I said it is like a standard of metric or in SSLC in the south. The elementary mathematics has got arithmetics, the unitary method, and the secondly the elementary number theory, the algebra, the trigonometry, then geometry, then mensuration, then is statistics. Then coming to the GK, and the GK it has got current affairs, then is the Indian history, then is geography. Then coming to the English. English has got firstly words, then grammar, then vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms, then the para jumping, then is the error spotting, then jumbled sentences, then is the sentence correction, then is fill in the blanks. So reasoning ability, there is no this thing. You go to refer various books like SSB books and all to know how the reasoning tests are conducted. Now these are the subject. If you prepare well, shouldn't be a problem. The except mathematics, balance papers will be of graduation level. Now coming to the embodiments. Once you clear the SSB and the medical test, then embodiment starts. You will be called to the battalion, whichever area you are, whichever tier battalion to be commissioned. So there, once you join, 1 month you go to do the initial training for the first year. Then 2 months every year, including the first year. Then within 2 years, you go to do a 3 months post-commission training at Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. Now the terms and conditions. Firstly, it's a part-time job. Within only 2 months compulsorily mandatory you are to do in a year. So simultaneously, so you can continue doing the same job what you are in the civil, like government job or whatever private job you are. For 2 months you go to come and do the training. And secondly, the pension is subject to the embodied service as per the organizational requirement. Now, if you do more service in the territorial army and service, and if the embodied service meets the minimum pensionable period, then you will be eligible for pension. Then you should be commissioned as a lieutenant, and your pay and services will be like a regular officer of the army. Then secondly, up to lieutenant colonel, it will be a time based, and thereafter for colonels and brigadiers, it will be selection based on your performance throughout the year. Then during the war time, if there is a need, you will be called to join the. Those of you who are keen to become an army officer, who couldn't become till the age of 27 years, and those of you who get married and become mother yet till 48, 42 years, here is a wonderful golden opportunity to become a commissioned officer in territorial army. So what are you waiting for? Please look for the next government notification and crack the exam and become a commissioned officer. And I wish you all the best. Jai Hind. Please do subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.